Anything you can think of that if it went wrong on the boat while you're out in the middle of nowhere, you would miss it. So that's what we have.
I'm Holly, that's Ray, and this is our home, Sabado. Subscribe to tag along on the adventure. It is cold and wet this morning.
Get the engines going.
All right.
Starting to warm up.
I feel like the Michelin Man. It looks like things are starting to clear up. We've got some sunshine poking through and even some blue sky out there. We are pulling into Newport, Rhode Island, and it's ended up being a gorgeous day. Unfortunately, though, I don't think that'll last long.
Just coming up to green 3 right now.
Copy that, Salvador. We do have something available for you. If you stand by there for a little while, you can head over and escort you to the mooring.
All right, sounds good. We will hang out by green 3. Thank you.
We picked up a mooring ball here to wait out a bit of a storm that's headed our way, so I think we're going to try and get some organizational chores done before that hits. What you working on there?
These are all the spare parts for the important systems on the boat.
So what are some of the ones that you'd say are standard must-haves, and then what are some that are maybe a little bit more unique based off your experience?
Yeah, so I think the standard stuff are just like your engine spares, consumables, your oil filters, your fuel filters, your belts, your impellers. Those are all, the standard things that are good to keep on the boat. And then because we're going to be doing some extended cruising, like if you're in the Caribbean, you can get most all of this stuff. It's not that hard. It can take quite a bit more time, and with import duties, it can be there can be some fees on there too that makes the price a little bit more. So we like to have as much stuff as we can to be self-sufficient. So in addition to the consumables, the normal stuff that you have on board, we also carry spare starters, generator parts, so fuel pumps, we have exhaust elbows, C strainers. The main engine, we've got starters, alternators, and then of course, like I said, the standard stuff, the zincs, the impellers, things like that. So that kind of covers the sort of the standard stuff, but then we also, the things that we talk about that would really make it difficult for us if they broke are things like the water maker. And so we have, in addition to our filters, the consumables for that water maker, we also have the control boards, the electronics, the rebuild kit for the pumps. We've got a lot of the things that do have a long lead time so that we can fix those things in the field. And then power generation. That's another thing that if we had some issues with our wind turbines, that would be something that we need to deal with. So we have a lot of spare parts of the wind turbines, from spare blades and cones and brushes and rebuild kits for those. And then lots of plumbing spares, and we have, for example, we've got our, a spare anemometer, which we found breaks a lot.
That's probably our third or fourth anemometer.
Yeah, in I think probably 2 years. So yeah, we carry all that. A lot of spares for the rigging. A lot of spares for even things like, this is a network switch for our computer system because we don't want to not be able to get Netflix. A lot of just anything you can think of that if it went wrong on the boat while you're out in the middle of nowhere, you would miss it. So that's what we have for spares. And then of course you have to have all the tools that go along with that to fix it. And we have a pretty good storage system downstairs of adhesives and lubricants and O-rings and seals and O-ring making material. So we've got all the stuff that we need to feel comfortable on an extended trip.
You got any tips for people who are looking to maybe better organize their spare parts? I know you just recently revamped your system.
Yeah, and I'll probably do it 4 or 5 more times, but we use the Rubbermaid containers, and then we just label it. So we've got a bin that's for our generator. We've got a couple that are for our engines. We've got plumbing. We've got water maker bin and a wind turbine bin. So those are the things that's how we separate it out, and then we label it, and it makes it easier for us to find. And then really another key is to find a vendor that will work with you. So our water maker and wind turbine vendor is in Annapolis. Jay Gordon is that company's name, and they're fantastic. They ship things to us. They worked with me to come up with a list of spares and super good prices. And so find a vendor that you can combine your orders with and hopefully get a better price.
So, in addition to stocking up on spare parts, we also made sure that we picked up a few extra of our favorite specialty items that we like to have on the boat, because they'll likely be harder to find as we head towards more remote places. So, aside from your standard dried and canned goods, we like to keep a few of these falafel mix boxes. They come in like packs of 3, and they're just really great to have on board when you're running low on fresh groceries. They're just add water. Sometimes I add a can of chickpeas or a can of white beans, and you just pan fry them, serve them with couscous, and they're actually really good, better than any homemade falafel that I've ever made. So, and then we also like to keep some of these meat packets. They are shelf-stable meat replacements that I usually reach for when we're out of ground beef, and they make really good taco filling and meatballs. And then most importantly, you guys have seen us use this a lot, are these tonic syrups. They come packaged in this nice like bubble wrap, but they look like this. We are big gin and tonic drinkers, and we have a carbonation setup so we can make our own soda water, and you just add 3/4 of an ounce of this syrup with 5 ounces of soda water to make tonic. It comes with 23 servings per container, and this is a lot easier to store than 23 servings of actual tonic. Looks like the clouds are rolling in, and the wind is definitely picking up. It's a good day to have wind turbines, that's for sure. We had a little fender slippage, so I sent Ray out there to fix it. Because it's a little bit too cold and windy for me.